All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very interesting video for you today. I implore you to stick around to the end because this particular video is going to blow your mind. Now, as you guys may or may not be aware, Game Informer is back. Yes, the company that was shut down by GameStop, the company that ran the Game Informer magazine for 30 plus years, has now returned and they have a new investor. And everybody's wondering, oh, what's going to happen with this now? Is it going to be a woke magazine? Is it going to be whatever? I'm not even worried about that. We are going to do a couple of things in this video. Number one, we're going to react to the trailer of them coming back to get our own opinions about it. But then I also have a bit of a deep dive that shows who their investors are and who's their investors of their investors and the history of the company that invested in them. I got ties to Germany. I got ties to Ukraine. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I got ties to Ubisoft. It's amazing what happens when you start diving down a rabbit hole where you start getting all this information coming at you so fast. But first, let's begin with the reaction. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So I saw this post like all of you. It's pinned by Game Informer. It says Game Informer is back. The entire team is returning, and we can't wait to reconnect. Come join us to celebrate the best in games, the people who make games, and the people who play games from around the world. Learn more from this letter over at Game Informer. All right, so let's check out this video, and let's see what this has to do with. Let's go.
We've got some big news to share today. Game Informer is back, and so is 100% of the team that was bringing you Game Informer when we shut down this past summer.
That means production, design, video, editorial, everybody.
Everything you loved about Game Informer before is coming back, but we're rethinking it and evolving it to be bigger and better.
Game Informer has been around since 1991, and yes, we were blipped out of existence for a couple months here, but we're back, and I'm really excited to pick up where we left off and ramp things up to be even better.
Of course, we were devastated when Game Informer shut down this past summer because we loved working together as a team, but the thing that came as a shock was the outpouring of support and enthusiasm that came from you as readers and from people around the industry for what Game Informer had meant to them. I personally received messages from people who talked about growing up reading Game Informer and being excited about getting that magazine in their mailbox every month and what that meant for them. And we felt that that meant something and that it was something that was worth trying to fight for and preserve. So that's what we did.
You know what's amazing about all the times that you get this outpouring of support? Oh, we miss Game Informer. But you know what's amazing? Those people didn't support you. That's the ironic thing about this, right? You are a company that got shut down because you were not profitable in the slightest. You guys were hemorrhaging money. You guys were losing money left and right. You weren't profitable in the slightest. And the people who were virtue signaling with your name don't actually give a fuck about you. Most of them don't even have Game Informer magazines, let alone were part of your subscription or anything like that. They didn't give a fuck. But they still going to virtue signal with you anyway because it was beneficial for them. But I get it. You got to showcase support. I get it.
You unfollowed us on all our platforms like YouTube or Blue Sky or Instagram. I don't blame you. We disappeared. But we have the keys back to all those accounts. They're active again. So, go hit those follow buttons.
All of that is coming back.
This motherfucker said Blue Sky. He said Blue Sky. Wait. Let me go back. Let me ensure that's what he said. Hold on.
We have the keys back to all those accounts. They're
getting that magazine in their mailbox every month and what that meant for them. And we felt that that meant something and that it was something that was worth trying to fight for and preserve. So that's what we did.
If you unfollowed us on all our platforms like YouTube or Blue Sky or Instagram, I don't blame you.
Highly sus. Highly sus, ladies and gentlemen. This man said YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky. Where's X? Where is X? The #1 social media platform in the world right now. Where is X, bro? This is so this is bad.
Disappeared. But we have the keys back to all those accounts. They're active again. So, go hit those follow buttons.
All of that is coming back, including an all-new approach to Game Informer magazine, both in print and digital forms.
The short version is that Gunzilla Games purchased Game Informer. Game Informer now operates under an independent entity called Game Informer Inc.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Gunzilla Games. I'm telling you, it's a rabbit hole.
Editorial independence has been foundational for Game Informer ever since it was started back in the 90s, and it will continue to be a sacred element of our operation going forward.
All of Game Informer's editorial content is 100% selected by our editorial team without any outside influence, including from the new owners. In fact, that
Sounds like damage control. Yeah, we don't have any favoritism here, not at all. Go follow us on Blue Sky.
editorial integrity is something the new owners insisted upon as strongly as we did. Our team today considers ourselves stewards of this legacy of Game Informer that has been built up over 30 plus years. I myself have had the good fortune to work with dozens of talented individuals who've come through over the 20 years I've been with the company and see the way that they have shaped and defined what Game Informer is all about.
Stay tuned in the coming months for more information about the relaunch of our physical magazine. But in the meantime, you can go to GameInformer.com right now and catch up on a ton of reviews of games that came out while we were shut down.
It's belated, but you can find our 2024 Game of the Year awards on GameInformer.com right now. We didn't want this little gap in Game Informer history to mean that we didn't celebrate the year of 2024, and we also just really missed arguing with each other.
We can't wait to bring Game Informer magazine back into your hands, hopefully bigger and better than it was before, and continue delivering some of the best coverage of games, the people who make games, and the people who play games from all around the world. More robust membership and subscription offers are on the way in the coming weeks, but if you'd like to support Game Informer right now, you can sign up for early benefits today.
Thank you so much for watching this video and for your continued support of Game Informer. We are so glad to be back.
So, all right, this entire video screamed to me as if somebody had a gun to their head and essentially was like, tell them you're independent. Tell them we have no links and ties to Ukraine. Tell them. You know what I mean? It just seems a little sus. Anyway, so let's dive down the rabbit hole of Gunzilla Games. So I went to Gunzilla Games' website. That's number one. And Gunzilla Games on their website, they say the following. Founded on the desire to innovate, we break down technological boundaries in pursuit of deeply engaging next-gen experiences. I want you guys to understand Gunzilla Games has never released a game. Keep that in mind. They have never released a game. 0 games. They are currently working on a AAA unannounced game that is supposed to be a shooter game. But as of right now, they have never worked on a video game. So a company that has never worked on a game somehow purchased an established magazine line. It must have been really cheap, by the way. Somehow purchased an established magazine line that is primarily focused on the United States, okay? Which, keep in mind, the rabbit hole gets deep. So alongside developing skills and knowledge to produce wildly successful titles, everyone at Gunzilla Game has a passion for pushing player experiences forward. This fuels our current project and ongoing work around it. To put it simply, we're dedicated to player enjoyment. Gunzilla has studios in 3 iconic metropolitan locations. Frankfurt's breathtaking modern skyline houses our directors' art, design, development, and marketing roles. Ukraine's beautiful capital of Kyiv is home to operations, programming, support, and back-end roles. The London studio is currently utilized as a base of operations in the UK. Okay, so we got Germany, Ukraine, and the UK all joining forces like a fusion dance to buy a magazine that is in the United States of America. Very interesting. So then I went to their breakdown over here. And it gets very interesting, okay? I want to just kind of go over all of this. So, Gunzilla Games is a European AAA video game developer headquartered in Frankfurt, Germany, with offices in Kyiv, Ukraine, and Los Angeles, California. The company was founded in Kyiv, Ukraine in 2020 by entrepreneur Vladislav Korolev and Alexander Zol. So, this company was founded in Ukraine. It's essentially a Ukrainian company. Founded. Okay. In 2020, by the way. Ironically, the year of DEI, essentially. I just find that very, very interesting. Anyway, so most of Gunzilla Games directors, as well as many creative disciplines, including art, design, development, and marketing, are situated in the company's Frankfurt office in Germany. Engineering, programming, and operations support and back-end experts of Gunzilla Games work in the Kyiv office in Ukraine. The company's Los Angeles office is currently utilized as a base of operations in the USA, which is where, by the way, I'm sure, they were able to purchase Game Informer. Gunzilla Games is working on an unannounced AAA multiplayer shooter IP. They have never released a game, ever. Interesting. Now, here's where you have fun ties to other corporations that might worry you. In August of 2020, Oliver Henright joined the company as the executive narrative director. Before that, he was working at Ubisoft for 19 years on narrative for games such as Assassin's Creed, The Division, Far Cry, and more. Richard Morgan also joined Godzilla Games as the screenwriter the same month. Richard is the author of the science fiction books Altered Carbon, which was adapted into a TV show by Netflix. He is also the author of 2 Black Widow comic books and worked as a scriptwriter on Crisis 2 and 2012's remake of Syndicate. Luke Davis came on board with the studio as executive producer along with them in August of 2020. His previous projects include Star Citizen, where he helped build the foundation for the game's record-breaking campaign, Creative Assembly's Total War series, and the PlayStation 4 launch exclusive Drive Club. In November of 2020, CEO Vlad Korolev gave his first interview where he outlined the studio's plans, talked about the company's culture, and shared the first details of the game. So, with all this being known, with all this being said, we have a company that was founded in Ukraine that now operates in 4 locations: Ukraine, Germany, Los Angeles, and London. 4 locations. Why is a company that was founded in Ukraine, that operates in Germany, that has an office in London, buying a magazine in the United States of America? It's a very interesting thing, in my opinion. Right now, obviously, Game Informer is a digital website as well. So perhaps they want to have some sort of digital influence. But my thing is, why would Godzilla Games then go buy a magazine in the United States and want zero influence on it? Do you really believe that this company is going to have zero influence on what gets shown in these magazines? Are we kidding ourselves right now? How were they able to even do this is beyond me. This company was founded in 2020 and hasn't made a single video game to show for it, and yet they are buying a magazine with a 30-year established history? What happens if Godzilla Game goes down? I understand Game Informer Inc. is its own thing now, but at the end of the day, they were bought and owned by Godzilla Games, which has no history of video game whatsoever. So they're getting money from somewhere. This thing has dirty money written all over it. And considering it was founded in Ukraine, I gotta imagine things are very dirty money-wise. And I'm sure that they got investments from certain people, perhaps in Ukraine, after Ukraine itself got a multitude of different billions of investments from the United States. I just find this to be extremely sus. So it seems, again, the fact that Game Informer decided to not mention X, they were very purposeful on that. They didn't mention X in this video. They decided they were going to mention Blue Sky, Petal Sky, okay? They mentioned Petal Sky, but they didn't want to mention X, right? They mentioned Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube, but they didn't mention X, which is so funny because the post on X is their highest viewed post on any platform that they have. And they chose not to mention X. Are you kidding me? This company is politically motivated. This company, I'm not going to call it woke just yet, but considering who I'm looking at right now and the way that they seem to act, talk, and look, I think it's safe to say that there's some influence going on here. I think it's safe to say that Game Informer is back and they are still in trouble regardless of being back. This company seems like it's going to be utilized as a political propaganda machine. I don't know if that's going to be true quite yet because we got to see what their magazines look like. But the fact that they've been purchased by a company that was founded in Ukraine, operates in Ukraine, has a Germany office, has a London office, and a Los Angeles office. Los Angeles might be its own communist state at this point. I think it's safe to say that there are big issues afloat with Game Informer, and we are only now seeing the tip of the iceberg. This is a rabbit hole that's going to go very deep as time goes on. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.